go get them again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today we are delving into the brand of Givenchy and their higher echelon line. This is their incense-based fragrance called Encens Divin, basically translated as divine incense. This is part of l'Atelier de Givenchy collection, which I believe was phased out and replaced by La Collection Particulière. So I did if you want to go check that out, I did a sampling samples on one of the La Collection Particulière, their 2024 release, so you can check that out. But this one, nothing to unbox. The box is secured somewhere. I got this in a split on Facebook a long time ago, a partial bottle here, 50% give or take, and it was a blind buy for me. Right? I really wanted to delve into this brand. I knew that this line was getting phased out and I really wanted to test a few of them. And this one was one that was definitely on my radar. And there are bottles of this kicking around, especially at discounters, which you would never see. So with patience and regular checking, you may stumble upon a bottle of these of l'Atelier de Givenchy collection, which have these type of bottles, which are different than, of course, La Collection Particulière. So let's get into this incense one and see what I get. Finally, I can add it to my collection. It is my first higher echelon bottle of Givenchy. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button for my work. I'd really appreciate it. And to my returnees, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this new content. Now let's get into the notes. We're going to get into the noses, if I have any, pricing, release date, all that before we smell the thing. So let's take a look at the top notes. We have, as per Fragrantica, we have pink pepper, black pepper, and ginger. So we're going to have a piquant, spicy top. In the mid, we have labdanum, rose absolute, incense, cypriol, and cedar. So already that mid is already a good fragrance. You got labdanum, rose, incense, cypriol, and cedar. That's just enough for me. And in the base, we have amberwood, benzoin, oud, tolu balsam, and we have vanilla. So already I'm looking at this as a lot of resins. There's some balsams here, of course. So, you know, it could go different various ways. Obviously, I'm looking at the incense to be the primary in this fragrance. And now this was released back in 2018. Nose, we have two noses. We have Nicolas Bonneville et Joël Lerieux Patry. So two noses that I'm not very familiar with in regards to both their resumes. Now, looking at pricing, it used to retail for $235 USD, which is not bad for a 100 ml bottle. Definitely looking at other Prive lines, they are climbing in pricing around almost the 300s, especially the bigger ones and 400s, and they're going high. As far as finding it online, when you do research, and I didn't go extensive here, you're going to be looking at the same about, in regards of pricing, probably around there, 200 to 250. Now that it's going to be harder to find, people on eBay will take advantage of you. Resellers are going to take advantage of you, so it might be at a higher price point. So do your research, be patient. These kind of fragrances, for me personally, these kind of lines, if you're interested in them, 100% the patience is key to find it. But eventually you'll find it. I've always, you know, there's a lot on my wish list that are still on there, but a good, let's say 80% with patience and just going online every so often, you will find somebody selling a bottle on Facebook, a partial, something like that, and that's just good enough for me. I don't have to pay an inflated price. So a little harder to find, but these reviews, I always felt as a fragrance reviewer, these are the golden reviews for me, right? Me reviewing something that's at Macy's, honestly, I can give you a good general idea, but you can use your nose. That is your best piece of information, is your nose. When it's discontinued, harder to find, then you know, you kind of have to find places where you would trust the noses and blind buy. I'm not saying, I'm not advocating for it. Some people stay away from that kind of stuff. personally for me, when I blind buy, and I do, I'm not gonna lie to you, because this is one of them. I can do some research and about the noses of the brand, their track record. You can look at the note breakdown and kind of have a grasp. Those are things that you do, just educate yourself a little bit. So let's put it on strip first, then we'll put it on skin. So an incense-based fragrance from Givenchy. Not a bad atomizer, kind of just like just a decent one. I'm nothing too crazy here. Ooh, good amount of black pepper up top. It's gonna hit you with the spices, which obviously is not a surprise, but I'm very happy that I'm getting the black pepper first with incense and an ambery backing. So you're getting all the familiar, you're getting the piquant from the black pepper, which works well with the darkness of the incense and the smoke of the incense. You're getting an ambery backbone from the amber, labdanum, right? A little bit of cedar, so you get a little bit of woods here too as well. It has a little bit of piquant, but it's also a little smooth. Like, it's not out of the gate a monster. Some of these Prive lines, the smoothness is key while retaining some of those rough edges, where I think this is where this is gonna go. Yeah, it's dark, but it's smooth. So let's put it on skin, where the true test. So that's gonna be my scent of the day today. Excellent scent of the day. And it is today, it is the spring, and we lost our snow. There's just a little patches here and there, but I'm not gonna. So finally, I'm proud to announce that we've finally lost our snow on my property. So now I can putter around outside a little bit more. So, oof, yeah, that black pepper and that incense, it works so well together. And so it's balsamic. You're getting that incense. So your main facet is there front and center. You are getting, of course, that black pepper. You're getting an ambery labdanum here. So you may get a little bit of a leathery touch as well. It's smoky, it's resinous, it's dark, but at the same time, like I was saying on the strip, it's smooth. So it's smoothly blended. Things are in its, I talk about volumes a lot. And this fragrance is kind of like there could be extra volumes here, but the perfumist decided to put it in a little box here. And the ambery touches are really getting a little stronger here with me. A little vanillic, of course, as per ambery touches would give you. On that point, I'm getting a lot of Tolu balsam and benzoin. It really is in that wheelhouse. Great blend. Not as rough as others may want. Right, you're looking at this note breakdown. You may want, lots of rough edges, something almost kind of scary. But I think this is a great Prive where you can get balance, smoothness with darker notes like these. It really is. Well, it's nothing new to the game, but it's very well, like, as far as Givenchy's, like, if I said, versus the signature line and everything, this is different from the signature line. This is a scale up of the signature line, which is exactly where you want a Prive line to be. Like, when I'm judging these Prive lines, right, there's the Chanel's, the Hermes, the Dior's, right, some of the cream of the crop, of course, of the Prive lineups, and then you start moving down, and you're looking at Armani's. You start looking at maybe brands like that. I think this would slot in with the Armani Prive line. Honestly, I think this is where this, as far as quality goes, blending goes, on these early returns, I would highly, look at this as like Armani Prive, and some of those are very, very good. So I think what these were going for, which was around, mid 200s, it would be a great purchase. I think once you start going in the 400s, you have to start looking around. So very happy with the purchase. This is going to work well because actually I have an overcast day today. I'm going to go out right after this video. So perfectly great scent of the day for an overcast, kind of rainy, gloomy spring day. So it's going to be perfectly blended for that. And I can't wait to see what the back end of this fragrance is going to give me, the dry down. Yeah, really well done from the brand of Givenchy, and happy that it was like my first kind of, risk purchase from their Atelier de Givenchy collection, which they have others. I believe there's a leather-based cuir blanc is one, like white leather. You know, maybe it's going to be in that cuir beluga kind of vibe. You never know. Maybe not. There's Ambre Tigre, I believe, an amber-based fragrance. So there's a lot to discover on this line. Again, very hard to find samples. Only limited sampling sites will have these. But well worth at least sampling. And this is for my diehards that will not mind that something is not on the Givenchy website. And it's not in my, my area, but it might be on yours. Like if somebody in the UK goes into Givenchy, they might be available. The brands do that. So I'm very careful saying discontinuation, but I think from what I read, they were moving L'Atelier de Givenchy collection. Even though the page is still up, there's no bottles to purchase on their website. However, I've never been in a Givenchy store. I don't even know. They probably do have these. So I don't know. So that's my educated guess in regards to what I read, and I thought they were phasing these out to be la collection particulière. So anyway, Encens Divin, Divine Incense. Yeah, named aptly. It really has that smoothness, but it has the rough edges at the same. I like when fragrances, yes, I love my big punching incense-based fragrances that have some rough edges to them. You know, like a good example of that, just on top of my head, a churchy incense like Avignon by Comme des Garçons. A lot of rough edges. Volumes, high, octane, right? There is some lower ones, but you know, there really are, there's the rough edges. Here is more classy, but still in a product that is interesting. So not sure my take. I'd love to see yours in the comments below. I don't know how many people have smelt this fragrance in particular, but that would be nice to see. You know, good, bad, and the ugly. You don't have to co-sign me at all, zero. I think this was a very successful blind buy from what I'm smelling here. Happy to have it in my collection. If you haven't smelt this, or you have smelt this and you have, you know, maybe the whole collection, it would be nice for you to comment below in regards to some of the better ones out of this lines, and maybe the ones that you would not recommend. That would be great, even for me, because I am looking for samples of the other ones. I don't think I'd be blind buying any other ones unless there's a really good price. I'd like to see that. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.